Before we get into today's video, I just want to have a quick chat about my new collaborative venture. If you don't know, I've teamed up with YouTube's Gosforth handyman, Andy McClellan. If you don't know Andy's channel, go and check it out. There's a link in the description below, Gosforth handyman. Absolutely fantastic. It's a channel you definitely need to be subscribed to. We've teamed up, we've got together, and we're producing a new podcast. It's called Measuring Up, and it's an hour-long fortnightly chat about woodwork and joinery, a little bit about business, a little bit about YouTube, a little bit about tools and technology and working in small spaces and all that usual kind of stuff. The kind of stuff we're interested in, really. If that sounds like the kind of thing that you'd be interested in too, well, maybe you should go and have a listen. It's available right now through the podcast player of your choice or through the website at www.measuringuppodcast.com. Have a listen, give us your feedback, we'd appreciate it. But that's everything for now. Let's get on to today's video. So here we are on site, all very productive. Two double cabinets going into these alcoves. Got a run of 3 in there. First thing to do is start cracking, start making the carcasses up. Show you what we're doing with my level. Nice to have the space. We'll do it here. Now with this installation I was very much under the cosh and there were a lot of other trades on site, so it just wasn't possible for me to do a particularly detailed video. All the cabinetry has been flat packed and assembled on site, and this base cabinet is constructed in the usual way with dominoes for alignment and plenty of glue and carcass screws. There'll be a solid top that covers the run of all 3 cabinets, so the individual carcasses just have front and rear strips to connect the sides. With all the cabinets completed and roughly in place, I can get on with the bookcase sections, and here I'm fixing the back onto the centre bookcase. Note how the 6mm MDF back overhangs the sides by approximately 10mm. With the back stapled on, I can manoeuvre the carcass into position, carefully letting the overhanging back drop down behind the full-width cabinet top. Then I can easily pull the bookcase forwards so the back sits snugly against the top. Then it's time to bring in the third bookcase for its dry fit, and I'm using a spacer at the base of each bookcase to make sure everything aligns. Not bad for a first day's work. Next day I've pulled out the far end bookcase and fixed down the near one, and that gives me space to glue the centre bookcase in place. I've run a bead of grab adhesive along the back edge of the back, and I'm applying 10-minute PVA to the side of each bookcase. Spreading it evenly with a foam roller before bringing the sides together, making sure they're in line using the spacers, then clamping the sides firmly together. Rinse and repeat for the third bookcase. While the adhesive sets, I can get on with fitting the capping pieces to the plinths of the alcove cabinets. and fitting all the doors. The glass doors go into the centre bookcase without a fight, thankfully, and I can start fitting all the shelves. Then have a thorough clean up before getting myself out of there. And that was that, I'm afraid. I didn't even have the opportunity to record a decent outro for the video. I think if I'd have stayed still any longer, I would have been painted white or at least sanded down. That's all there was to it though, really. It's very similar to my other installs. If there's anything that wasn't clear in this video, maybe take a look at my TV unit series. There's a link up there where a lot of the same techniques were used. If there's anything that isn't clear, obviously just shoot me a question in the comments below and I'll do my best to answer them promptly. I want to take a minute to say a big thank you to all my Patreon supporters. You can support the channel at patreon.com/10minute workshop. I really appreciate all the subscribers, all the viewers who do just that and provide their support through Patreon. It makes a huge difference, really does help me to keep the lights on here and to keep making the videos and keep making the content. So thank you so much again to everybody who supports me through Patreon. That's patreon.com/10minute workshop. But that's it for this week. I hope you enjoyed this build. I hope you found it interesting. If you did, give it a thumbs up, share it freely, and do consider subscribing if you haven't already done so. New videos up every Friday at noon. Quick tip videos up most Tuesdays. But that's it for this week, and I'll see you next time. Take care.